It's me, Mulder. I can't act good, but I sure am pretty. The scene opens in Miller's Grove, Massachusetts, where an exterminator is assigned to eradicate a cockroach infestation in the basement of Dr. Jeff Eckerl, an alternative fuel researcher. During the process, the exterminator lectures Dr. Eckerl about the ancient origins of cockroaches, tracing back to the Silurian period, over 350 million years ago. That's all well and good, says Eckerl, but stop being a creep and just do your job, alright? He goes on to say that cockroaches can be found in every corner of the world, and that there exists over 4,000 known species. According to him, a single female cockroach can produce over 500,000 descendants. He also regards them as flawless creatures, as they can't be killed by radiation. But unlike human beings, they do not have cognitive abilities. Moreover, the exterminator tells Dr. Eckerl about his new pesticides, working like a fungus that not only kills the infected roach, but also passes on the virus to every other roach it comes into contact with. The homeowner then walks upstairs, thoroughly creeped out, leaving the exterminator to finish his job. While working, the man notices an arrogant cockroach that resists his pesticide. Because of this, he knocks it down to the ground and proceeds to crush it underfoot. But as soon as he stomps it, he begins to succumb to anaphylaxis. He clutches his heart and collapses against a wall, while the roach crawls out from under his boot unscathed. A short while later, Dr. Eckerl returns, only to find the exterminator's body covered with roaches. In the next scene, we're introduced to an FBI special agent named Fox Mulder,
Scully!
who seems to have recently entered Miller's Grove in order to investigate reported UFO sightings there. He pulls over his car at the side of the highway and stares at the stars in the sky.
The truth is out there, Scully!
A few moments later, he receives a phone call from his coworker, Dana Scully, who is a medical doctor. Their conversation is soon interrupted by the local patrolling sheriff named Frass, who questions his purpose of staying there. Upon learning of his identity, Frass tells him about a series of roach attacks that have taken place in the town. Not long after, the sheriff receives information about the attack at Dr. Eckerl's residence, and Fox also accompanies him there. Upon arrival, Fox calls Scully to report on the mysterious deaths caused by roaches, but she gives him a standard scientific explanation that many people are allergic to roaches and could have just died from anaphylactic shock. Elsewhere in town, a group of 3 teenagers engage in drinking booze and inhaling fumes produced by heated manure?
Yeah, Chad, pass me the poop bong.
Just butt chugging and doing poop bong rips. Amidst this, one of them sees a cockroach crawling into an open wound on his wrist, which freaks him out. In a desperate attempt to remove the insect, he resorts to cutting his skin with a razor. Unfortunately, he accidentally severs an artery and passes away due to fatal bleeding. Shortly after, Fox arrives at the scene and contacts Scully once again to report the incident.
There's smoking shit out here, Scully!
After hearing about it, she explains that it is likely a case of drug-induced delusional parasitosis, a condition that involves imaginary visions. Scully has an answer for everything. However, this time, Fox discovers a cockroach on the underside of a piece of furniture, proving that it was not delusional. When he attempts to capture it for further analysis, the insect crumbles in his hand, and the sharp pieces cut his fingers in the process. This leads him to believe that the insect is actually made of a metallic substance. Bold prediction, Duchovny. Bold and stupid. Following this, Fox seeks medical attention for his injured hand at the hospital. While the doctor excuses himself to go to the washroom, Sheriff Frass reveals to Fox that the government, under the guise of the USDA, has been breeding killer cockroaches in a nearby facility. A short while later, the doctor is found dead in a bathroom stall. The body is initially covered with cockroaches that soon vanish before anyone can witness them. When Fox reports it to Scully, she attributes the death as a cerebral aneurysm that was brought upon by aggressive defecation. What?
That's crazy, Scully!
Just then, Fox and Frass spot a seemingly dead cockroach on a sink in the bathroom. As he reaches out to capture it, the cockroach suddenly comes to life and escapes down the drain. Later that night, Fox goes to investigate the secret government facility mentioned by Sheriff Frass. Before breaking in, he and Scully discuss the peculiar behavior of the roaches over the phone, with Scully proposing a hypothesis that the roaches might be an invasive species. Upon entering the facility, Fox is soon surrounded by numerous cockroaches, but they are thankfully the harmless ones. Right then, he is confronted by Dr. Bambi Barenbaum, a researcher from the Department of Agriculture who is studying cockroaches to develop more effective methods of pest control. After introducing themselves, Dr. Bambi expresses her interest in insects and believes that some UFOs are actually insect swarms flying through electrically charged airfields. By this point, Fox's boner is absolutely out of control. After a brief interaction, Fox returns back to his hotel room and contacts Scully in order to relay the information gathered from Dr. Bambi. As they go on conversing, he admits to having a strong aversion to insects. Scully believes that most of the people are scared of the insects, but Fox clarifies that his sentiment is not fear, but rather a deep-seated dislike. He goes on to share a past experience from his childhood, recounting how he let out a scream when he saw an insect on his body.
I screamed like this, Scully!
In the midst of their conversation, Fox hears a scream, prompting him to rush to a room down the hall. It turns out to be another death of a hotel guest caused by harmful cockroaches. Upon thoroughly investigating the dead body, Fox speculates that the guy died out of fear. When Scully learns of yet another death, she begins to wonder what is going on and decides to head up there herself for the further investigation. After this, Mulder brings a cockroach from the hotel room to Dr. Bambi's research lab. Upon investigating it via microscope, the doctor thinks that this insect may be mechanical.
That's what I thought,
Says Fox, the boner fast returning with a vengeance. She claims that she has seen such insects only in science journals. In addition, she tells him about an artificial intelligence researcher named Dr. Alexander Ivanov, who designs robots that resemble and behave like insects. With this information in hand, Fox visits Dr. Ivanov's research facility in hopes of uncovering more information about the mysterious roaches. Upon reaching there, a wheelchair-bound Dr. Ivanov briefs him about his robotic works. He claims that his colleagues in artificial intelligence have attempted to create an autonomous robot for decades, but they have failed after not being able to give human-like brains to the machines. According to the doctor, the human brain is too complex and computational, but insects merely react. He further tells him that he uses insects as his model, not just in design, but by giving them the simplest of computer programs. The two then discuss the possibility that extraterrestrial intelligences could send robotic probes to study other planets. As their conversation unfolds, Fox's boner is coming back and it's more awkward this time, and he shows Dr. Ivanov his metallic roach legs and asks him to inspect them in detail. Upon watching it through a microscope, Dr. Ivanov is rendered speechless. He informs Fox that the specimen is, technology-wise, vastly superior to anything he has ever seen, and that it is beyond his comprehension. On the other hand, Scully arrives in the town and walks into a convenience store, only to find the residents in a state of panic over roaches. Everyone is seen scrambling for supplies and anti-roach sprays. Just then, two scuffling patrons knock over a display of chocolate candies and spill the chocolate balls all over the floor. The storegoers mistake them to be more roaches, which freaks them out, so they frantically flee the scene. Scully is disappointed by the low intelligence of the average citizen. Meanwhile, Fox, while departing Dr. Ivanov's research facility, catches another roach in the hallway and brings it to Dr. Bambi.
It's a present for you, babe.
But upon examining it, she concludes that it is a seemingly normal cockroach, and its genitalia is normal as well. The mention of metallic alien bug dong is just too much for Mulder, and he straight up shoots in his pants. In the midst of their discussion, Fox receives a call from Scully, who has found out that Dr. Eckerl was researching methane gas that is derived from manure as an alternative source of fuel. She also claims that he had been importing animal dung samples from outside the country, believing that the cockroaches are dung eaters. She suspects that some of them might have accidentally shipped in some of the samples. As a result, the roaches began to spread throughout the town. Upon hearing this, Fox speculates that the roaches are actually extraterrestrial robotic probes.
Scully!
He believes that they are technologically advanced enough to generate methane fuel by consuming manure, an abundant energy resource already exploited by some alien planet that is filled with dung-producing creatures. And yep, this is par for the course in an episode of The X-Files. Following this, Fox, accompanied by Dr. Bambi, goes to visit Dr. Eckerl at his research facility. When they arrive at the location, Fox instructs her to stay inside the car until he ensures that it is safe inside. As he enters the facility, he comes across some research contents, several cockroaches feeding on manure. While looking at it, Dr. Eckerl, who is now turned into a hysterical and paranoid state, fires a shot towards him. Fox tries to stop him, pointing out that he might blow up the entire facility, as the methane gas is highly flammable. However, Dr. Eckerl, who has been unsuccessful unsuccessfully trying to escape these roaches now, feels that they are following him, due to which he remains agitated. In the midst of their conversation, they hear the cockroaches making weird noises. Fox then informs him of the cockroaches that hiss by blowing air through holes in their upper thorax. He suggests that they capture them for further study rather than killing them. Dr. Eckerl believes that he has lost his mind, but Fox tries to comfort him by saying that he just had a very stressful day that has affected his ability to think clearly. However, this only leads him to think that Fox may somehow be a cockroach, so he pulls his gun on him. In the meantime, Scully arrives at the scene, but she does not appear much delighted to meet Dr. Bambi. She proceeds to enter the facility in search of Fox and places a call to him. When Fox's phone rings, Dr. Eckerl believes that he is making a tone like the rest of the unusual roaches. As a result, he fires at Fox, and his shots rupture and ignite pipes containing methane gas. Sensing the imminent danger, the FBI agents rush out of the facility and manage to hide behind their car just a moment before it explodes, with Dr. Eckerl still inside. The agents are unharmed, but are humorously covered in poo. In the aftermath of this event, the police arrive to clear the area. Sheriff Frass informs the agents about several other incidents, fires, and car accidents resulting from the town's panic.
Not my problem, Sheriff.
Not long after, Dr. Ivanov also arrives at the scene of the explosion and requests that Fox lend him the robotic roach specimens that he showed him earlier. There, he meets with Dr. Bambi, who shares similar interests as his. The two then leave with one another, discussing their interests in insects and robots. As the FBI agents see them depart, Scully jokes on the possibility that the two doctors' future offspring could have the solution to the mystery of the robotic roaches. Later that night, Fox compiles his report on the case, wondering how humanity would react to the presence of insect-like robots on Earth. He also considers the possibility of the next evolutionary step being a species devoid of emotion, merely reacting to its environment. While typing, Fox finds a giant cave cockroach on his food plate and promptly crushes it with an X-file. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.